Married cheaters, how is your affair going? My husband and I were going through a rough patch, and were increasingly going out with friends in order to avoid facing our problems, or fighting. We got to where we were spending a minimal time together. He went out with his friends on a trip for the weekend, and when he returned I asked him if he was happier when he was away, as he did not text or call me the whole time he was gone. During this period, there was a friend that I had that gave me increasing attention. I told him I was married, that nothing would happen between us unless my husband and I decided on separation. However, I did express that there were feelings there, and we began to act as though we were in the beginning stages of a relationship, often flirting, occasionally holding hands, going to him for my problems instead of my husband. My marriage came to a head, and my husband and I had a talk about whether or not we were going to stay together. He cried, and I realized how nice it was to feel as though he cared about me, as I had felt neglected for some time. We decided we were going to spend 3 days together, without fighting, and while trying to make each other as happy as possible, and if at the end of these 3 days, we still wanted to end it, we would. At the end of the 3 days, after some intimacy was re-established in the relationship and we were going to try and make it work, I told my friend that I could not talk to or see him again. I felt incredible guilt for the betrayal I had put into my marriage, and couldn't live with myself. I cried myself to sleep for months every night, knowing that if I told my husband what I had done, he would leave me, and I did not want to give up on my marriage. Eventually, I realized I could not deal with the pain of the guilt. I respected him too much to keep this secret, so I told him, through tears, that I had an emotional affair, and I was just so sorry. I just felt so alone. He stopped me, before I finished telling him everything, and told me, "I forgive you for anything you've done, and anything you could have done."